Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where zgrills has kindly sent me their model 700 D3 pellet grill. We're going to put this grill through its paces, and I'm going to show you what it can do on different types of cooks. But the first thing we have to do is we have to get the first burn-in done and taken care of before we can even smoke on this grill. So for those of you that are experienced in startups on these pellet grills, this is probably not the video for you, but for all you beginners out there, and I'm sure there are plenty of beginners out there that do not know how to start up a pellet grill for the very first time and fire it up, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. It is very simple. All right, let's get right to it. Okay, the first thing we got to do is remove everything from the inside. This is one thing I like about this Z-grill, is in my Traeger it does not have this stiffening metal. So in my Traeger, the heat shield for the burn pot has warped a little bit and it doesn't quite sit, it kind of rocks inside, where this has a very nice stiffening plate in it to prevent this heat shield from warping. And I really like this feature. Kudos to Z-grills for putting this in their product. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to look down in your hopper area. Make sure you have no foreign objects in that auger area, because you don't want any type of metal or anything that dropped in there. You want nothing but pellets going through that auger. So once you determine everything is clean in there, we'll get to the next step. All right, now it's time to turn the Z-grill's pellet smoker on, and what we're looking for is a auger that's turning. And we want to feel a little bit of heat coming out of the burn pot in about 1 to 2 minutes. And then we'll get on to the next step. So let's get this going. Now we want to turn it to smoke. And we can hear the fan going. Let's see if the auger's turning. And the auger seems to be turning. Now let's just put our hand over the burn pot and see if we can feel any heat coming out of it. I can feel the fan blowing. Still gotta wait a little bit for that heat to heat up. Okay, after we've felt the heat and the rod's lighting up and the auger is turning properly, now we want to put it in shutdown mode and let it go through its shutdown cycle before we go on to the next step. This will probably take about 10 minutes to go through its shutdown cycle. I'll come back when it's time for the next step. Okay, the next step, we got to turn the power back on. And we're going to select the dial to high. And then we're going to wait for those pellets to start dropping in the cup. When they start dropping into the cup, we're going to go back down and turn the dial to shutdown cycle and wait for it to shut down once again. And then we'll be on to the next step. This grill also has a super feed setting right here. You can press this button, this feed button, and the auger will feed the pellets a little bit quicker. But for the first initial startup, I'm just going to let it do its thing and not increase anything. Okay, we got some pellets dropping in the burn pot. Now we need to go and turn it to shutdown cycle once more. Okay, back at the control panel. Now we need to go to shutdown cycle one more time. Let's turn it all the way to the left. Alright, it's in shutdown mode and we gotta wait 10 minutes for this to shut off, and then we'll get on to the next step. Okay, now that the shutdown cycle is complete, we're going to turn the pellet grill back on. And we want to turn it to the smoke setting. And then we want to leave this run until we get those pellets in a nice old fireball. And then after that, we're going to shut this down one more time. Put it in shutdown mode and let it go through its shutdown cycle before we go on to the next step. Okay, after the shutdown is complete, you want to put all your interior components back in the grill. Now I'm really liking this heat shield for the burner pot design right here. In my Traeger, it just has a little tab and everything just sits over it and it's real loose. This has a nice little slot that the heat shield will just slide into. On top of the reinforcement X that's on top, it is a very sturdy heat shield, and I really like this design right here. So let's get this heat shield put back on. As you can see, it has little notches right here. And we're just going to put that in there. And slide it in. Next, you want to put your drip pan back in. And then we want to get our grill plates back in. And then we want to get our upper shelf back in. Okay, now we're going to set this on high and we're going to burn this for 45 minutes. We want to get all these oils and manufacturing particles and everything off of these interior components. All right, let's get this grill turned on to high and get this 45-minute cook going. Okay, let's get it turned on. And we're going to get it turned up to high. All right, we're going to leave the lid open until we see some smoke going. Then we're going to shut it down in 45 minutes of cooking. And then after the 45 minutes of cooking is done, you are ready to cook on the smoker. All right, I'll see you back here in about 45 minutes. All right, everybody, we are halfway through this burn off time. I just wanted to tell you that I really like the features of this grill. I love the display versus other pellet grills. This grill was super easy to put together. I don't think there's not a person that can't put this grill together. The instructions made it so simple, and there was not a lot of hardware, and they included all the tools you needed in order to put this grill together. I want to thank zgrills for sending me this grill. I am going to get plenty of use out of this, as you will see. Now to bring it back one more time when the burn off is complete. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. Time to shut this sucker down. And after this is done, you are ready to smoke some great, delicious food. All right, let's get it shut down. Shutdown cycle. And then, of course, it'll take your normal 10 minutes for it to shut down. After it shuts down, you are good to go to cooking food. Enjoy your zgrills, everybody. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I have plenty of food to cook on this. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please subscribe if you haven't. and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.